जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य विभूति फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 33, Activities of Kapila, Text 22. तमेव ध्यायति देवम् apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa निःस्पृहा tādṛśe gṛhe. dhyāyatī devam kapilam harim vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe. Vaishnavis. Tameva dhyāyatī devam apatyaṁ kapilam harim babhūvācirato vatsa niḥspṛhā tādṛśe gṛhe. Tam, upon him, eva, certainly, dhyāyatī, meditating, devam, divine, apatyaṁ, son, kapilam, Lord Kapila, harim, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, babhūva, became, acirataḥ, very soon, vatsa, oh dear Vidura, niḥspṛhā, unattached, tādṛśe gṛhe, to such a home. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. O Vidura, thus always meditating upon her son, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kapiladeva, she very soon became unattached to her nicely decorated home. Purport. Here is a practical example of how one can elevate oneself in spiritual advancement by Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Kapiladeva is Kṛṣṇa, and he appeared as a son of Devahūti. After Kapiladeva left home, Devahūti was absorbed in thoughts of him, and thus she was always Kṛṣṇa conscious. Her constant situation in Kṛṣṇa consciousness enabled her to be detached from hearth and home. Unless we are able to transfer our attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no possibility of becoming freed from material attachment. The Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, confirms that it is not possible for one to become liberated by cultivation of empirical philosophical speculation. Simply knowing that one is not matter but spirit soul or Brahman does not purify one's intelligence. Even if the impersonalist reaches the highest platform of spiritual realization, he falls down again to material attachment because of not being situated in the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The devotees adopt the devotional process hearing about the Supreme Lord's pastimes and glorifying his activities, and thereby always remembering his beautiful eternal form. By rendering service, becoming his friend or his servant, and offering him everything that one possesses, one is able to enter into the kingdom of God. As it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Tato mam tatvato jnatva. After discharging pure devotional service, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, and thus one becomes eligible to enter into his association in one of the spiritual planets. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Kṛṣṇa Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyashcha Krupa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srimāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripātamaham Vande Shri Guru Dīnatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and my purification. So we are here towards the end of third canto, wherein activities of Kapila are mentioned, and this is the section wherein Kapiladeva has instructed Mother Devahūti in the process of devotional service, and he has left. And now in this verse Devahūti is mentioning Srila Sukadeva Goswami is explaining so conversation between Maitreya and Vidura, right? So Maitreya is explaining to Vidura, thus always meditating upon her son, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kapiladeva, she very soon became unattached to her nicely decorated home. So we'll see three things. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about how to mentions about attachment, right, in the purport. So we'll see the principle of attachment, how it works. Second, how to develop attachment to Kṛṣṇa if we don't have. And third, the easiest way to do that. Okay. So the principle of how attachment works. Second, how to develop it with Kṛṣṇa if we don't have. And third, the easiest way to do that. Okay. So here, Prabhupada is, in general, why one becomes attached to something. Can somebody like to tell why? We all are attached to something, right? In core of our heart, we know what we are attached to. Why we become attached? Yeah, we think that it will give me pleasure, it brings me enjoyment, right? For materialistic people, the attachment can be to the things. some people are mad after cars. They think that, new model of car will bring me happiness. Some are behind, say, houses or money. See how much it requires to live comfortably. 1 billion you can, seven, so many generations will live, right? But people still want to earn more. They think that more is merrier, right? It's the saying this. Some people are attached to gross sense gratification, drinking, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, right? As Prabhuji said, that the reason is they think that it will bring me happiness. And by repeatedly doing it, it will increase. I will become a pro at it, right? In extracting the juice out of it. But the problem is, punah charvita charvananam. There is no juice left. So, one is not satisfied. So, the problem is when one does, try to work on those attachments, he somehow doesn't get that, happiness that he thinks that that particular activity will give. Then some people move to, say, philosophical speculation, like, Prabhupada is mentioned here, right? Some people say that, okay, things of this world are not giving me happiness. Let me use my brain, let me speculate. God may be like this or this, universe, like Darwin, right? He speculated how universe might have come. And he got some intellectual gratification out of it. But again, that doesn't solve the real problems of life, birth, old age, disease, death. Darwin still had to die. Now the another category is that people say that, okay, material things are not working, let me try something in the sphere of religiosity or spirituality, right? So they become attached to a particular theory or particular sect. Okay, like in Christianity, there are so many, different. I think there are some 20 different things. They have some philosophical differences, and one identifies with particular ideology, and he thinks that that's the best, and tries to get some juice out of it. Same principle. But here, as Prabhupada is mentioning that, even after doing all that, even if somebody, say, in the Vedic sphere, thinks about, he understands, yes, we are not body, we are spirit, soul. I need to work on that. And aham brahmasmi, soham, keeps chanting. Realizes Brahman, what happens? Ultimately, so this merging into Brahma Jyoti, that's their ultimate success, right? So he becomes attached to it and he achieves his success. But again, is he happy there? No. Ye anne arvindaksha vimiktamaninaha tvai shuddha bhava avishuddha buddhaya aruyya kṛṣṇa param padam tata patanti adha. Prabhupada, so nicely used to put the emphasis. Patanti adha, they fall down again. Anarya jushtama gṛhe, because they have not taken shelter of the lotus feet. So, gross attachments, forget about bringing happiness, it leads to suffering. Subtle attachments, they may not lead to gross suffering, but it's not going to give us happiness. Then philosophical speculation, even within the realm of Vedic literature, you go up to Brahma and fall down. So, all these attachments, what it tells is, all these attachments are waste of time actually. So, we are trying to anchor at a wrong place. And trying to get happiness or trying to think that we will become advanced. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to give that example, right? There was a marriage party and they had to go to a distance place in the boat. So they started the whole night, the boatman was rowing and everybody was asleep. And everybody got in morning ready for the marriage, and they found they were at the same place where they started from. Reason? The boatman forgot to take out the anchor. So that's why they remained the same. So same way, a transcendentalist, if he's not careful about where his anchor of attachment is, even after undergoing so much trouble, so much activities, he'll still be at the same place. Where? In the material world. So Prabhupada, that's why he's so nicely mentioning that unless we are able to transfer our attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no possibility of becoming freed from material attachment. And it is not possible simply by knowing that one is not matter but spirit, soul or Brahman does not purify one's intelligence. Even if impersonalist reaches to the highest platform of spiritual realization, he falls down again to material attachment because not being situated in transcendental living service to the Lord. So the question is then how to do that if we don't have. Right? So see, in any relationship to develop, the both parties need to agree that we want to be in the relationship, right? Yes, agree? If I want to develop relationship with, say, Prabhuji, Prabhuji should also want to have a relationship with me. Otherwise there is, I'll go to him and he'll just say, I don't have time. It doesn't work. Same a boy-girl relationship, like we heard about that one-sided love, right? The boy wants to marry a girl and then girl, doesn't care anything. She has somebody else in her mind. So that doesn't work, right? So when we are trying to develop relationship, let's see. So there are two parties. Which are two parties? Who are two parties? Is question clear? I want to develop relationship with Kṛṣṇa. So who are two people involved? Me and Kṛṣṇa, right? So is Kṛṣṇa interested in our relationship? How? How do we know that Kṛṣṇa is interested in our relationship with him? Says in Bhagavad Gita, yes. And anything else? Yeah, he is trying to get our attention from different form. I am looking for one particular thing. He sends the spiritual master. All are correct. But he is always with us as a Paramatma. We left him unlimited lifetimes ago, like we can't even count. But he is still patiently waiting. It's like, actually it's one-sided love. He wants to love us. We are, Prabhupada used to say, we are so close to Kṛṣṇa, but we have just, put our face away. So he is with us. So now in one part is clear, that party is ready. Now second part up to us, am I ready? Okay. Am I ready to develop that relationship? Now, at least, even if I don't have attraction to start with, for example, with a boy to a girl, at least I should be open what she's saying or what he's saying. Okay. So I should be at least open to hear, okay, Kṛṣṇa wants, this guy is with me. Why he is with me? What do you want to do? And then when we are open, then immediately, as you all nicely said, there is spiritual master, he tells, hey, actually, first of all, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. And you are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. Oh, interesting. So that means I came from him. Yeah, okay. Then next, Kṛṣṇa is very merciful. And he always there to make you happy. And that's why he's created this material world. So how come? He said, oh, you wanted to enjoy separately from him. In spiritual world, nobody pays heed to you, and there are some bunch of guys like you. So then Kṛṣṇa said, okay, go in this material world, I'll create a facility, you try to enjoy with each other. And then that doesn't work. So he is always, as a Paramatma guiding us that actually this is not the right place for you. Come back to me. Oh, that's interesting. And then, but is he attractive? Means what is in it for me, right? Nowadays, like whenever there are the seminars in corporate world or anything, the first question they ask is, what is in it for me, right? So what is in it for me if I develop my relationship with Kṛṣṇa, if I develop that attraction with Kṛṣṇa? What is in it for me? Eternal happiness, guaranteed. No star, no condition apply. And then, okay, what's proof? As there are so many scriptures have done, so many have already, followed this path, perfected their life, and they are happy. Forget about the next life, but even within this life, So, when we are open to develop that relationship, then, and hear more about the person with whom we want to develop relationship, slowly it builds the attraction. So, even if we don't have attraction for Kṛṣṇa to start with, when we have that inquisitiveness, when we start hearing from devotees, then we start developing that attraction. And then the third point, easiest way to develop that attraction is what? Be with someone who has that attraction. Okay. I want to develop attraction for drinking. Can I develop it sitting here in the temple hall? Impossible. Here you will say that drinking is useless. But if you go to the bar where there are other drunkards, they discuss, the different form, taste, qualities of different brands of, wine and, whatever they call it, right? And then by hearing that you, adho shraddha, initial faith develops, then you do that sangha, asat sangha, and then slowly when you do drinking, your anartha nivritti happens, and then you becomes attached to drinking, and then shraddha, rati and prema for drinking, so much so that after getting up, that is the first thing you want to do. So same thing applies for spiritual life. Adho shraddha. We come in association with devotees and we start drinking the elixir of pastimes and glories and of Lord Kṛṣṇa. And when that happens, slowly, the unwanted things within the heart, they get removed, and we have attraction actually. Kṛṣṇa, what is that verse? Kṛṣṇa prem sadhya kabune ushana adi shuddha chitti karayode. What is the start of that? Nitya siddha Kṛṣṇa prem sadhya kabune sravanadi shuddha chitti karayode. Our attraction for Kṛṣṇa is eternally there. It is just covered. By the process of hearing, the dust accumulated within the heart, which is covering that attraction, it gets removed, and we again, like a magnet gets attracted, we will get attracted to Kṛṣṇa. And once that's done, material existence is over. And what is the easiest way? Become attached to a devotee. There was a dog, once he was roaming around and he saw a party and he just went along, and then the leader of party, he was very kind. He said, oh, this dog has come, so he fed him some nice rice. So this dog became attached. This person is, taking care of me. So he kept along. And then this person also, kept feeding, the in charge. So this in charge of party was Shivananda Sen, who was taking devotees from Bengal to Puri to meet Lord Chaitanya. And when this stray dog came, he just thought that this is a spirit soul in the body of a dog. If somehow he accompanies us till Puri and takes darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life will be success. So with that in mind, he was taking care of that dog. And then, some boat people, they were not ready because they had to cross Ganges. They said, we will not take this dog, we just carry humans. He said, we'll pay extra, but please take it. And this dog also kept along, And then one day, this Shivanand Sen had to go somewhere to pay the taxes, and he asked his attendants to take care of this dog. Somehow they missed to feed him the special rice used to cook, and then when he came back, that dog was lost. And he felt very sad that, I missed one soul. He continued his journey along with the devotees, and when he went to Puri, lo and behold, he saw that dog in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was eating coconut pulp, so he ate some and gave the maha to that dog. The dog caught it and ate that pulp, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, chant Kṛṣṇa, 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 Kṛṣṇa. And that dog started chanting. Not only that, he raised his paws and started dancing. So this Shivananda Sen, his desire to liberate that dog became fulfilled. He offered his obeisances to the lotus paws, dog paws, And the next day, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that dog went back to Godhead. So that dog was not this beautiful puppies we see around. It was stray Indian dog. Plain. And sometimes they sit a mud and say they'll have mud on their body. So we don't even want to try to, cajole them. So this dog, within a span of few days, from a lower species, went back home, back to spiritual world. Why? He got attached to a devotee. We all are like those stray dogs. If somehow we become attached to Srila Prabhupada, it's guaranteed we'll get liberated in this very life. Okay? In this very life. Don't have any qualification. Because of our conditional nature, at least I can speak of me, our anchors we have hundreds of anchors. Home, wife, kids, job, my prestige, position, my ego, so many anchors of attachments. But if somehow we become connected with a pure devotee attached to his instructions, then that verse is there. Within a fraction of a moment, all the misconceptions within a heart, chiyante chasya karmani, right? All the misgivings of the heart are cut by the sword of knowledge, and our attachment gets transferred. So all that we have to do is that keep our ego aside and sincerely submit to Lord's devotees. That's the easiest way to transfer our attachment, because Lord's devotees, they are such expert personalities that despite having so many so-called material things, their attachment is always on Kṛṣṇa. We know this, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he had so much opulence, right? But when this Mukunda, he chanted the verse glorifying Kṛṣṇa, this, ahobakiyam stanakalakutam, he just, ripped apart everything what he had, went into ecstasy, remembering the beautiful form of Kṛṣṇa, Shukadeva Goswami, he was transcendentalist, he did not even care for his parents. After getting out of womb, stepped away to the forest. But when he heard same verse, baraha pedam natavarapu. Rather, when he first heard this ahobakiyam stanakalakutam, Kṛṣṇa gave the position of a mother to a witch who came to kill him. He stopped, and then he heard this baraha pedam natavarupu karanayo karanikaram bibradvasam kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randram venum madrasudayo apuryan Gopa vrindai vrindaranyam sapadaramanam pravishyat gita kirti. How Kṛṣṇa, so beautifully decorated, having a garland of forest flower with a peacock feather in his turban, yellow dhoti like a lightning, playing beautiful flute and entering forest. That beauty, he turned back, he said, I want to know more about it. So Kṛṣṇa is not only all attractive, he is all merciful. You name a quality and Kṛṣṇa has it in full. And Kṛṣṇa never fails in reciprocation. You do some small thing, one small thing, he said, Prabhupada used to say, right? We take one step toward Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa will take 100. And by the way, Kṛṣṇa's 3 steps, he can cover the whole universe actually. Because Kṛṣṇa is just next to us. And then, if we read Mahabharata, how Kṛṣṇa protected Pandavas, how he reciprocated to Draupadi's calling. All these pastimes are there to give us faith and conviction that, yes, if somehow I develop even a little bit attachment, or if somehow I develop that desire to have attachment for this most merciful Lord, then for sure He'll give all reasons, He'll give all facilities for me to develop that relationship. So to summarize, we saw first of all the principle of attachment, right? That in this material world, people get attached to something because they think that it will give them pleasure. But whatever it may be, gross material attachment or a subtle, speculation thing, or even like impersonal understanding, nothing can give us full attachment. Only developing our real attachment to Kṛṣṇa will give us real happiness and liberate us from this world. So how to develop that attachment if we don't have? First, understand that Kṛṣṇa is eager to have a relationship with us. Not only that He is providing all facilities to have that. And we open our ears to understand that when we hear those instructions associated with devotees, then our attachment slowly, it increases every day. And then the easiest way to develop that attachment is become attached to a devotee. Devotees are very merciful, and despite our innumerable faults, they will make sure that they take us closer to Kṛṣṇa. And when that is done, we can be happy in real sense. So here, Devahūti, fortunately, his son himself was Lord Kapila, so she just has to remember her son, and by doing that, she got detached from all the worldly things and remained fixed in the remembrance of Lord Kṛṣṇa in the form of Lord Kapila. So Jivan Mukta, meaning we are in this material world, but our consciousness is fixed in Kṛṣṇa. So we are as good as in spiritual world. So let's all pray that may our attachment to the lotus feet of Rukmini Dwarkadhish and to the instruction of Srila Prabhupada increase day by day, and may we please Lord by that. Okay. So with that, we'd like to stop. Any questions or comments? Yes, we can have time for one question.
Thank you for the nice class. We often hear the Acharya will say something like, we shouldn't try to approach Kṛṣṇa directly. But then he'll also say we should always think about Kṛṣṇa's lotus feet. So how can we always think about Kṛṣṇa but not approach him directly?
So that approach is like, all the gopis, manjaris and cowherd boys, everybody in Vrindavan, they are thinking of Kṛṣṇa. But when it comes to service, they go by hierarchy. The manjaris, they serve the bigger gopis serve the ashtasakis serve Lalita Vishaka, they serve Radharani serves Kṛṣṇa. So directly approaching Kṛṣṇa means I can't say, Kṛṣṇa, today Kṛṣṇa wanted me to wear a blue dress, so let me come wearing a blue shirt and blue pajama or something. No. So when it comes for service, we approach through parampara. Like when we offer bhoga also, we are offering it to our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. He is offering to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. All the way it goes to Radharani, and Radharani says, see, these devotees have cooked so nicely, please accept it. I don't say, Kṛṣṇa, please eat. So this is direct approaching, Kṛṣṇa, please eat. But remembering Kṛṣṇa, that everybody can do. Because that's, even Acharya has told us that, Satatam Kirtayam Vishnu, right? Like, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So when it comes to service, go through parampara. When it comes through understanding philosophy, go through parampara. But direct remembering, direct hearing, that's, Krishna has told us to do that. Does that clarify difference? Okay. Yes, bro. Come.
Yeah, also in that particular circumstance, being a devotee in Krishna consciousness, we can perfect our austerities and sacrifice and penances by actually meditating even on the deity, Rukmini Dwarkadish,
right,
or Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, just like if you have the Rath Yatra festival, for that time period, that month or 2 months that we're working for, and we're thinking about Lord Jagannath and how to please Lord Jagannath. And just from that activity, one becomes freed from material desire.
Right.
And that penance that you perform by service is that purifying process. And then from that purification, you actually are really happy and you're satisfied and free from material desires. So the perfection of penances is to, focus as Devahūti is on her son. So if we focus on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if we're thinking I'm doing this for Rukmini Dwarkadish, and we really focus on that, we can actually really become very Krishna conscious, and that'll be the end point of your penances and austerities.
Yeah.
You'll feel ecstasy just in that particular service, that enraptured spirit.
Yeah, Jai, thank you for summarizing. Yes, Naikatma Prabhu has some points.
Thank you very much. Wonderful, wonderful answers. Wonderful class. I think we also have to remember that Krishna is non-different than the service that's being rendered to him. So whether you're dressing the deity, whether you're cooking, whether you're sweeping the floor, Krishna is absolute. So devotional service, again, is absolute. So whatever service we're meditating on, it's non-different than meditating upon Krishna. Krishna becomes that sacrifice, as he explains in Bhagavad Gita. So whether you're directly meditating upon the Lord's feet, or whether you're directly meditating upon pounding a nail, that activity, because it's being offered to Krishna, it becomes absolute, and Krishna becomes that yajna.
Yeah, Jai, thank you. Mataji, okay, last question. Sorry, we are...
Thank you for the class. About that question that Prabhu had, in my own relationship with Krishna, I talk to him directly. And I love that direct relationship. And I've had it since before, like just speaking with God. And so I wonder if that's a way that you mean, like you can't go to him directly.
We can go and we can reveal, like, so the prayers basically that we sing, we say, Amar Jivan Sada Paperato, we come in front of Krishna and say that, oh Lord, I am such a fallen, please give your mercy. So that's like talking with Krishna. Yes, that is allowed, but we should not go into the zone of Prakrut Sahajiya. That means thinking that, oh, I am a gopi of Krishna and Krishna asked me to, do this, or today is Ras Leela, or today is, something like that. So that is separate. What you are talking is more of a revealing heart to Krishna in terms of offering prayers. So that is allowed.
It's like a personal relationship.
Right. That's allowed. That's perfectly fine. Yeah.
And also I wanted to ask where I could find that story about that dog.
It's in Chaitanya Charitamrut. Chaitanya Charitamrut, I think it should be Madhya Leela, Shivanand Sen. You just search in Vedabase Shivanand Sen. So it's there it comes, Shivanand Sen taking devotees from Bengal to Puri to meet Lord Chaitanya and during Rath Yatra.
Maybe I can write it down.
Yeah, Shivanand Sen. Yeah. Okay. Jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.